All right,
Where's Commissioner Shea?
we're ready to roll?
Yes.
Yep.
Today, Joe Shea, our chairman, isn't available. So Dick, with your permission, I'll just run as chair for the day. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so today is the Norfolk County Commissioners meeting, Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021, Zoom teleconference meeting. Based upon the executive order from Governor Baker on March 12th, 2020, he suspended certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 30A, section 20, which allows us to have a Zoom county commissioner meeting. That order was effective immediately until it's rescinded or the state of emergency is terminated. And as it hasn't been rescinded and the state of emergency continues, we're allowed to have a Zoom teleconference meeting today. So call to order. Roll call. Commissioner Stady, are you present?
I am present.
Okay, and I myself, Peter Collins, I'm present. And so we'll go to the minutes of the executive session meeting of January 6, 2021. Before we get into that, Mike, do you want us to vote on these for release today, or are they to be held?
No, it is my opinion that that the matters that were discussed on the 6th and 13th, those matters have been settled, and they can be released at this point, Commissioner.
Okay, Dick, do you want to make a motion?
I'd move approval of the minutes of the executive session of the County Commissioners of January 6, 2021.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that's a vote. And the next one is item 4, minutes for the executive session meeting of January 13th, 2021 for approval.
Right. Move the approval of the executive session of the County Commissioners on January 13, 2021.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that is a vote. Then we have the minutes for the open session meeting of January 27th, 2021 for approval.
Right. Commissioner Collins, I had one correction, which I did bring to the attention of Bill Buckley to amend it. It had to do with, actually Registrar O'Donnell's here, so I hope you'll hear this. It had to do with the comment I made, and it's on page 4 of the January 27th meeting. I didn't mean to say that the registry would slow down, because far be it for me, I know Billy works them all hard. I meant that the revenues perhaps could tail off, as you know, we don't know what's going to happen. So I think Bill made that correction. Bill,
Yes.
on there. So I would move approval of the amended minutes of January 27, 2021.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's a vote. Then the next item, item 6, is public comment. Do we have any public comment today? Hearing no public comment, we'll move to the item 7, facilities maintenance report and coronavirus update with John McGowan. Hi, John.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. I don't have much to say at all, but we're dealing with the snowstorm the last couple of days, and I think we're in good shape. We're still dealing with the virus, the coronavirus in Rentham, Superior, and District Court today. I've sent some men over today. We started some cleaning because the courtrooms are closed. The courthouse is closed. Rentham is closed. I have them down there last night cleaning, today cleaning, and we're going to be doing our regular spraying again tonight. As I said to you, I changed it from, we're doing it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays now. And we're just dealing with that. There isn't much else. I know I just keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I'm sorry for that, but that's the way it is. And we are doing all our other work too, while we're still doing this, which is, it's a lot of work for the guys to do both and still keep up with everything. But I'm trying to do it the best we can to make it safe for everybody that works in the county. So that's about it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them if I can.
Commissioner Stady, do you have any questions for John?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Collins. A couple of quick ones, real quick. John, I know you're very busy. I know you are, and you got a lot going on. Did you get the sign done yet? I haven't been over to Dedham. I'm going over next week. I'm going next week, but was that sign finished yet? You're going to be
Well,
working on that?
there's was a lack of communication, I think, with the sign company.
Oh,
I
okay,
called them today,
all right.
and they were under the impression they had to paint it while in place, and which isn't the case. I
Okay.
had to inform them that all you have to do is unscrew the nameplates,
Yeah.
take them back to your shop. So he was saying, well, you can't paint them unless it's over 40. And that's not the case. I said, you got to unscrew them and take them back to the shop
Okay.
and dry them out, let them heat up and then do it. Just duplicate them with the proper names in the proper places.
Mhm.
And he's supposed to be coming by and picking them up either this afternoon or tomorrow. And hopefully we'll have it done by the time you come by, Commissioner.
That'd be nice. That'd be great. Thank you.
And
That'd be great. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
don't know about the doors over in administration.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gonna approach those, but
Okay.
see, the guy we used to have, sign language, who did all our work, he was in the building that he was occupying
Mhm.
in Walpole, caught on fire, and they come in and he was just a renting part of it. And I guess the inspector come in and found all kinds of violations, and he shut the whole building down. So he lost everything, lost his business and
Wow.
everything. So, I mean, that was sad for us because he was very good.
Yeah. Oh,
He did all our work.
right. How'd you make
But
out?
it will be done, Commissioner, soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Oh, that would be good. Snowstorm, okay? You're satisfied? Everything went all right as far as the snow
Yeah.
event?
Yes, everybody showed up the way they were supposed to, and we have good vendors. They're very conscientious and they take care of us.
Okay.
They
All right.
do it very well. Very good job.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about them. Years ago we used to have problems, but so far we've been doing pretty good. We haven't had any problems.
Thank you and your crew for your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Hey, John, how was the snow out in Dedham? In Milton, it was really, really heavy and wet. Was it the same in Dedham?
Yes, it's we got a little bit more here than I think you got in Milton. I know they got more here than I think we got in Quincy, but it was still the same stuff. Thank God it wasn't all snow, because we'd still be shoveling out, I think. But it worked out good till the next one.
Well, thank you to you and your team. Really appreciate it.
I'll
Moving
forward that
on.
on to them. They appreciate that.
Well, they're working really hard. I was out shoveling, so I know what they were doing. So thank you.
Well, I had them shoveling, and then when they get through, I told them to go in and warm up, start wiping down the building.
All right.
Thank you.
John, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number 8 was appointments. Mike, do we have any appointments today?
No, we don't, Commissioner, no.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, acting chairman?
Yes.
There's an echo, something going on with you hearing that echo? Something-
Yeah, I'm getting a huge echo. What's going on?
I think it's coming from John McGowan's phone. John, do you have your phone on speaker?
Yes.
That's why.
There we go. That's better. Okay. I was hearing the
Thanks,
echo.
John.
Thank you. Okay, no appointments. We're all set. Good.
Okay, any old business, Mike?
No, we don't. No.
Okay, so item 10, there were personnel matters for consideration. The first was at the Norfolk County Agricultural High School. There was a notice of resignation for a substitute instructor. Would you like to make a motion on that, Dick? That we authorize it?
Sure. I'd move the acceptance of resignation of Rosemary O'Corin of Franklin, Mass, as stated.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
So
Aye.
all right.
Dick, did you, I did an aye on that one. Did you second
Yeah,
that?
I did. I seconded.
Okay, great.
So fast. No, I was trying to say the date, effective January 25th. That's all.
Okay, so there's a motion, a second. That was in favor. So to the next one, Wollaston Recreational Facility, there was a notice of minimum wage rate increase for one of the employees.
Right. I'd move I'll move the minimum wage rate increase for Leonard Page or Quincy as stated, effective or a retro date of January 1, 21.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's a vote. The next is at the Registry of Deeds. There was a notice of contingent employment for Cole Capobianco of Walpole, Mass. as temporary clerk up to 30 hours a week in the IT department. Junior grade, flat, $30 an hour, effective 2/22/21. Do I hear a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman, as stated.
Okay, second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it's a vote. Okay, the next
Well
is,
stated, Mr. Collins, on that name, by the way. Well done. Well done.
the next is item 11, payroll and expense warrants for approval. Dick, I'm gonna let you run with it.
All right. Payroll and expense warrants for approval. And I got those this morning, right, Michael?
Yes,
Do
you
I
did.
need to run by each one, or how do we do this here?
You
I've
can,
got-
you can do them all as one unit if you want.
Okay, if I get the unit, let me scroll down. Give me a minute. Can I get a subtotal amount?
100.
Find it.
Yeah, like if you want, I can read them.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let the director read it while I'm finding it on my screen, like my paper copy beside me, and then I'll make that motion. I did go over it today with Mike. I was going over all that. Go ahead.
Yes, we do have the county payroll 21 dash 31 in the amount of $136,788.52. Then we have a county expense warrant, which is 02/01/21 in the amount of $32,065.98. And then we have the county interest 21-4 in the amount of $30,725.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I would move the motions as read and presented by our Director Mullen to be approved at this meeting.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's a vote. Item 12 is bid openings. We have none. 13, contract awards. Any awards today, Mike?
No, we don't have any, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, moving on to 14, we have dog tags, regional services request. Is Nancy on the line?
Yes.
Okay, does Nancy want to address it, or do you want to address it?
I think.
Hi, Peter,
There
Commissioner
you go.
Collins, I am here.
Hi, Nance.
Hi, Nancy.
I believe Mike forwarded the email that I received from the town clerk from Needham.
Right.
And she would like to give the county out as a reference for dog tag purchasing to other towns which are outside of the county. I don't have a problem with that. It wouldn't really create a massive amount of workload over what's already done for it. But I would suggest maybe we would charge, where they're not in the county, to charge maybe a 10% administrative cost.
Yeah, I talked to Mike a little about this earlier too, Peter, Mr. Chairman. I think it's great. I think it's fine. If we can find a way to both serve as a regional, service and also generate some extra revenue, why not? I think it's great. Nancy, if you feel comfortable with it, I'd say, is 10% enough? Should we do a little higher? I mean, that's, I'm fine with.
I would maybe say 10. I probably wouldn't go more than 15. I think it would negate the savings that the towns would see.
Okay.
But I would like to keep it at 10.
Sure.
It's not a lot of money. If, say, one town, it was like $300 for their tags,
Yeah.
it would be $30 to the county. But it's not a lot of money, but it's just, I feel something has to be charged where they're not in the county.
Yeah.
And the towns within the county, are obviously not charged.
How many towns participate? Well, Mike.
Right now, we have 9.
Okay. So are
Town
all the-
clerks can be quirky.
are all the towns aware of this?
A letter goes out to the towns, all the towns every year
Okay.
to inquire.
Yeah.
And sometimes I lose one, sometimes we add a couple. It just varies year to year.
Okay, that's great. Okay, just making sure. I'm fine, Mr. Chairman, if you want a motion or something.
Why don't we, I'll leave it to you guys, but Mike, would you want to talk to Nancy about what percentage you want to figure out? And then we'll bring it to a vote next week. You want to do that?
Yeah, like we already actually talked about a 10% administrative fee.
Mhm.
And I think across, across the board, I think like in any type of administration of any service, I think 10% is pretty standard. But if you guys have any, yeah, like if the commissioners have any difference of opinions, we'd be happy to talk about them.
Dick,
If
how
I
do you
may
like
speak to
10%?
that?
Wait, I heard another voice.
Oh, sorry, it's Nancy. If I could just speak to that for 1 second,
Sure.
possible through you, Peter.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, originally, we did charge a fee in county, and that was 10% back then. But we stopped charging that in the early 2000s, so that's why I came upon the 10%.
Dick, are you all set with 10%? You okay with that?
Yeah, no, and I mean this, politely. I'm wondering why we don't even charge for in the county. That was a question I had with Mike earlier, as why we just like, we're passing it on. We're still doing something, but I
I
suppose,
think where each of the towns, municipalities in the county pays a tax to the county, that was the reason why the decision was made no longer to charge an administrative fee.
all right, well, okay.
It was over 20 years ago, so I'm trying to remember the
Yeah,
exact
I mean,
reason.
20 years is a long time. I'm just saying, it's time for change. I mean, again, we're looking at ways we can get revenue and ways we can just be a little bit cost effective. I'm fine. If you want to leave it as it is, no charge for the county, and then perhaps out of county, a 10% administrative fee. At least try it. Let's try it for a year, and then we take a look at it next year or whatever. That's fine,
Okay, well, I'll take that as a motion, Dick, and I'll second your motion.
Yep.
We'll do it for a year, and all those in favor?
I also support that. Yep.
Okay, so aye from Dick, aye from me. So that's a vote. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we go to 15, the December trial balances for approval. Mike?
Yeah, the commissioners have for their review and approval, the December trial balance, which you'll see as of 12/31/20, like we do as a county have an unappropriated balance of $2.4 million. And I will just, I do want to frame that and provide a little bit of backup around that number. Like $1.7 million of that is the existing unappropriated balance that we carried over from FY20. And if you back that out, really what we're looking at is we about $744,000 really to the good right now. So, but it is like it has been a good year, and we're meeting and exceeding a lot of our obligations. But I just wanted to provide some context on that.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the December 2020 trial balance?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may, just real quick, I spent some
Sure.
time before this meeting with Director Mullen and also Joe Dorio, the Treasurer's Office. Spent about an hour going over all the numbers and trying to finally get a better understanding myself of what it means. And what came, I think we want to make sure the message to our employees and to our citizens is that, yeah, we're in good shape. We are, but not as good perhaps as these numbers might present. As Mike is saying, and he's right, some of this is kind of an accrued from the prior year. And obviously we know we've got some other obligations coming up. Couple that, if I may respectfully say that, we do want to make some very serious, significant progress on capital improvements. We all are on page with that. And we want to be able to put some money into that capital budget when it's created via the Abraham's report. So I think the message we want to get out today by someone looking at that and like, wow, the county's in great shape. Well, yes, we are. And that's a credit to everybody here. All the people who work hard, all the people, all our employees are a credit to making sure that we're in good fiscal shape. But we can do better, and we want to make sure we're being careful with that. So with that, I would move the approval of the unappropriated balance as read by Director Mullen at $2,455,259.04.
Okay, I'll second the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the report of the RSVP Director, Robert. How are you?
I'm well, Peter. Thanks very much. Thank you,
Robert.
commissioners.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Commissioner Stady. I have not had an opportunity to present our program in a couple months, and I look forward to giving you this orientation.
Okay.
As a start for RSVP, we always have a lot of activities as kind of a general opening. I want to let you know that we receive a federal grant from AmeriCorps. Used to be called the Corporation of National Community Services. This year we have a grant figure of $90,000 because we've gotten a supplemental grant, and that is about 40% of the total grant, thanks to the Office of the Commissioners. We have a lot of good support to help in many different ways throughout the community. So I'm going to give you a rundown of some of the different activities we've been involved with. If you want more details on any of them, let me know. But there's a lot of different things I want to give you an overview of. So I do see us as a very public face of Norfolk County. We have been involved with the holiday gift recognition. Normally, without COVID, we do an in-person luncheon with over 200 people participating at Lantana's, and we had to forego that this year. So what we did this December was we sent out a series of recognition gifts, including $20 grocery store gift cards, face masks, hand sanitizer, a lot of very useful material. And 244 volunteers received that. We always get the help from the Dedham Times. We received a full-page ad in the Dedham Times regarding our acknowledging volunteers, as well as for our yearly holiday drive for active duty military. So this has been quite an amazing process. We have 4 locations every year throughout the county. This year it was Norfolk, town of Norfolk, Walpole, Weymouth, and Dedham. But we were also joined this year as a drop-off location for our items by the Norfolk County Probate and Family Court. So people really showed up in a huge way. And we received a total, we count them because our federal grant requires we keep all kinds of records. So we collected about 6,500 personal care items for our troops. They include everything from playing cards to pairs of socks to lip balm, hairbrushes, toothbrushes. And then we had a caravan this past Friday where 3 of us, including our board chair, dropped off all of the items to Cape Cod Cares for our troops. We present a lot of our information through social media pages. We have a Facebook page as well as a Twitter page. And one of our volunteers, Ginger, who's a computer media extraordinaire person, has posted at times almost every day. We have gotten over a 2-week period of times over 500 hits of people that have been viewing us. And I want to encourage everybody who's listening, if you haven't liked the RSVP Facebook page, to please do so. Additionally, we do send out a bi-monthly newsletter. You should both have a copy of that in front of you. We send out 250 every 2 months, and we email an additional 500. I could keep going on. I will just a little bit longer. We did a Walpole drive-by on December 21st, where we were one of 10 organizations that had a booth outdoors. It was cold, but not rainy or snowy. And we gave out snacks, healthy snacks. About 150 cars with seniors in them passed by. And it is one way of many that we work to participate in town activities. I want to mention two other things. I want to be careful because I can overtalk. We haven't gone over things in a couple months, and I know Peter's smiling at me. But I do want to say that, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Chris Goldsmith, Commissioner Stady, who is our volunteer coordinator and heads our elementary school volunteer programs. We have started a number of remote programs. Chris has started through 4 different elementary schools in the county, 4 different remote school tutoring programs with about 20 volunteers. We are also recruiting, we recruited about 15 volunteers for the literacy program through the Stoughton Library. And I am very excited. This is an important one. I do want to mention that we have contracted with an organization, Cyber Seniors, to train older adults, county residents who are age 55 and older, how to increase their use of the computer in any way that they need. They'll go through a 2-month program, both through in learning the platforms, but they'll have a toll-free number to call for any computer issue that they have, and they could do that for a 6-month period. So it really will reinforce them being able to learn. I've been on cable TV shows promoting these opportunities, so it's been a very busy couple of months. And very lastly, I will mention that Michael, our county director, has been helping me with a once every 5-year federal grant payments review process, where an outside agent from DC contacts me and we go through a back and forth, just reviewing our finances to make sure that everything is appropriate. So thank you for listening. I welcome any questions and further conversation about our program.
So, Robert, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Commissioner Stady was on the advisory board for more than 3 decades. So he's been aware of RSVP for years. And so he's seen the different transitions over the years. But I'll leave it with you. Dick, do you have any questions for Mr. Pearson?
No, it's, I was thinking myself, how last year I was looking forward for a number of reasons of going to your annual Lantana event. And because of COVID, you didn't have it. And I don't know if you're going to have it this year either, but we're hoping for better times. You do a great job. And RSVP is well known, in the county. I'm looking at some of the material that was sent in the packet and by Mike as others. I think if there's any way we can do anything on our end to improve that and enlarge it, I would be all for that as well. I'm sure Peter would. I speak for the board. I'm sure we all want to do, we want to wish you success and we want to increase whatever we can do to help you out, so good job. This was very good. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. I would be remiss, Peter, if you bear with me, if I don't mention one more thing. I think we have a very significant free rides for veterans program throughout the county. There are really no programs like this, but we have now begun giving rides to veterans and their spouses to get their COVID vaccines. So
that's terrific.
We have our hand in a lot of things. Thank you both very much. Signing
Are you,
off.
Robert, one last question. Are you a presence in every town in the county? Would you say you're a presence, or are there some towns you need to work a little harder at? How does that work? As far as
It's a great question.
Yeah.
There are a couple of towns that we have very peripheral involvement with.
Mhm.
Most of them, I would say 60 to 70% really know us.
Mhm.
The rest may know that we are offering like a remote, series of classes that they may drop in on, or I'll let them know about, this class for all seniors. So they'll perk up about it. But there are some towns like Dover and Cohasset. They may be aware of our veterans program, but they're otherwise have not been as engaging.
Okay, that's something we can work on. That's what I was wondering about. Yeah, good. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Thank you
Robert,
both.
nice job. Mike and I want to know where we can get some of those hairbrushes, though. That's important. All right, so moving on to the county director report. Hi, Mike.
Yeah, and I don't have any idea where to begin based on that, but just a few quick notes. I'm very happy that the county's FY20 independent audit is about to get underway with Lynch and Marini. They are our new outside auditors, and as of a few weeks ago, when the commissioners had approved and finalized FY19. We were able to put that issue to bed, and then move on with FY20. And at this point, this really means that we are current, in terms of our audits and financial statements, which has been a real priority. I think of our office in the last year, in 2 years, really, to get caught up in that. And I want to thank Joe DiOrio especially for his work and efforts, and hopefully actually heading forward, we'll be in a much better place, and we'll be in a much better time frame in terms of all the completion as well. So that will be underway soon. I also want to thank Nancy Rockwell. We've been working ever since prior to the December advisory board meeting on the stow and air handler issue, and the engineering on it, on both units there, working with the trial court, working with the commissioners, working with John McGowan, and with Mike Osman, and then the advisory board and the trial court, and we're at a point, at a point now, where all the engineering, all the specs are done, and I'm very happy to report that as of this week, the project is ready to be bid out, and all the bid information for the project will be posted in the Central Register next week, with a date of all the bids really being due by the 3rd of March, I believe, and then that I will hopefully allow for an early spring work on the job, and then we can actually get more people back into Stoughton District Court. I know it's been a priority for us. It's been a priority for the trial court, and I also know for the DA as well. And I had a very good conversation with him last night, and he is very pleased with the county's efforts on that. So, at that point, a lot of our internal work on the FY22 budget is ongoing and continuing. We did actually launch the FY22 budget portal on the homepage of our website this morning. And as we move forward in the budget process and get all the departmental budgets, and so forth, we'll be updating that website and portal accordingly as well. And with that, I think that is all. I think that's all at this point, Mr. Chairman. But if you have any other questions on any of those or any other issue, I'm happy to try to answer anyways.
Commissioner Stady, any questions?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, 3 questions. So I'll make them brief, but just as follow up to previous meetings, we'll start with the first one. Are we going to have council at our next meeting in response to that letter and to have a discussion in an executive session. So how's that working out?
Yes, I do anticipate there being an executive session on next week's agenda. And that is what our council is planning on as well.
Okay, good. Thank you. Secondly, as a follow-up to that, the governor's proposed amendment on county operations and government, I just suggest, and obviously we can wait for Chairman Shea, but it might not be a bad idea, Peter, if we direct perhaps Bill Buckley to begin drafting some kind of a proposed letter that could be written on behalf of all of us, that we could take a look at and vet it out. And that way we take a proactive approach when this, to hit the ground running. In other words, and I talked to Bill briefly about this yesterday, so no surprise to Bill. But if we had just one letter that we all could sign and that we send it out to our respective representatives, in the Norfolk County, I think that would help us a little bit getting a jump start on things,
I think it's a great idea. Good job, Dick.
Okay, so with that, Bill, you could take a sense of the meeting, if you would, that we'd ask you to politely start working on that. And, and then again, give us feedback. We'll be glad to vet it out and then we can have something in place. Okay, William?
Perfect.
Okay, great, thanks. And the last thing, much as I hate to say it, but, the clock's ticking and our director has announced his intent to leave. We probably should schedule some time at some point to talk about what we're going to do in terms of a posting or a short term or something. I know it's not appropriate today with Chairman Shea, but I want to perhaps have some time to talk about that as well. Again, we've got Mike for a while, but not forever, unfortunately. So we need to look at that as well. It's just a ticker for us to think about,
That was of concern to me also, Dick. I agree. Good job.
So, okay. And that's all I had for today. Other than that, pretty well job. Well done, Mr. Chairman. That was wow. That was amazing. Joe might be in trouble. No, I'm kidding.
Mike, good job. Thank you. And thank you, Dick. So motion to adjourn?
Yes, we're meeting next week. Look forward to it. Have a good week, everybody. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I'll second the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, this motion is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
I'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Mike.